Section 12.3, Frequency Tables and Qualitative Data. Categorical or qualitative data is data that involves variables that cannot be measured numerically, things like gender, sport, color, or shape. Quantitative data, on the other hand, is data that involves variables that can be measured numerically. So height, number of cars on the street, and so on. A two-way table is a table that shows frequencies for two corresponding sets of categorical data. Frequency: the number of times each value occurs in a data set. So here we're considering a class of 40 students. There are 15 boys, 25 girls. 8 boys wear glasses. 9 girls wear glasses. The frequencies can be represented neatly using a two-way table. So we're going to take all of this information, so 15 boys, 25 girls, 8 wearing glasses for boys, and 9 girls wearing glasses for girls, and we're going to try to fill in this two-way frequency table. So for boys, I know that 8 of them wear glasses, which means that if there are 15 boys in total, that 7 of them do not wear glasses. Then for girls, I know 9 of them wear glasses. There are 25 in total, so that means that 16 of them do not wear glasses. And then so the total number of people wearing glasses, you have 17. The total number of people not wearing glasses is 23. And combined, the two groups make up 40 individuals. And so that is our frequency table. The results of a poll of 100 adults about their favorite sport are shown in a two-way table below. Some information is missing. So we're going to use process of elimination to kind of figure out the rest. So we know there are 100 adults total. So that means here we can put 100, which means in the next category up we're missing 40 because 60 plus 40 is 100. So for the row for women, we need to make this add up to 40. Well, 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 plus 16 is 24. So that means we're missing a total of 16 for swimming in order to make 40 all the way across. And then we just add up the columns. So we've got 18, we've got 33, 21, and 28. And so the bottom row should add up to be 100. And the next problem, a survey asks 1,000 gym members what types of exercise they do. The results are recorded in the two-way table below. So now we want to try to figure out the missing values here as well. Well, for cardio, this column is pretty easy. We just add the two values together. We're going to get 420. We have a total of 1,000 overall people. So if we go up and we subtract the women value from the total, we get that there are actually 519 males that were, or men that were asked for this survey. And then we're able to use that information and subtract from the 519, we can subtract 125 and 279 to figure out that what remains is the number of people that do both exercises. So 115. And so we were able to complete that table just by process of elimination. A survey of 20 students was conducted regarding their study preferences and sports preferences. So we want to complete this two-way frequency table just by filling in the bottom row for total. So we've got 9 individuals here, we've got 11 here, and then 20 here. And so the question says, is there an association between student study preferences and types of sports they prefer? Well, if we look at this, let's say, so here we have the results of a poll of 100 adults about their favorite sport are shown in a two-way table below. What are the big differences or similarities between relative frequencies of genders, or the columns. So we're going to try to find the relative frequency using the columns. So what that means is we're going to take the value for men divided by the total to find the relative frequency for this particular topic. So men who play basketball over the total gives us a relative frequency of 0.89, where women would be 2 over 18, which is going to be 0.11. And then for baseball, we'll do 27 over 33, which gives us a relative frequency of 0.82. And then for this, we have 6 over 33, which is 0.18. For tennis, we're going to take 5 over 21, which is 0.24 or 24%. And then for women, that's 16 over 21. So the odds of the ladies playing tennis in this case is right around 76% or 0.67. And then for swimming, you've got 12 over 28, which is 0.43. And then in this case, you've got 16 over 28, which gives us 0.57. And so keep in mind, these decimals can all be represented as percentages. And so what it's saying is that the frequency of a man playing basketball in this case, or is their favorite sport, is about 89%, where for the women it's about 11%, just for this study. And then for baseball, 82% for males, 18% for females. Tennis is 24% for males, 76% for females, and so on. And so what are the big differences or similarities between relative frequencies of genders? Well, for this data set, men are more likely to favor baseball and basketball. Where the females, or in this case women, are more likely to favor the tennis. But there's a fairly even, it's not exactly even, but there's a fairly even split in terms of they're pretty close to the likely to choose swimming. So 43% is lower than 57%, but it's still fairly close. So men and women are almost equal at choosing swimming as their favorite sport. With the women still being more likely to choose swimming according to our results. All right, let's try the same thing on the next one. So this time a survey asked 1,000 gym members what types of exercise they like to do. The results are recorded in the two-way table below. So what are the big differences or similarities between relative frequency of exercise? This time we're looking at rows. So we're going to say that we're going to figure out what is the percentage of men that would probably choose cardio, percentage of men that would choose weights, and so on. So we're going to take the number divided by the total. So we're going to take 125 divided by 519, which in this case is going to give us about 0.24, which is about 24%. And then we've got 279 over 519, which is 0.54 roughly, which is 54%. And then we've got 115 over 519, which is 0.22 or 22%. For the women, we're going to take the number divided by their total, which is 481. So we've got 295 divided by 481, which is 0.61 or about 61%. And then we've got 68 divided by 481, which is 0.14, which is 14%. And then you've got 118 divided by 481, which is about 0.245 or 24.5%. So it says, what are the big differences and similarities between relative frequencies of the exercise types? Well, men are more likely to choose weights based on the relative frequency as their favorite exercise, or the type of exercise they do, where cardio, women are more likely to choose that one. But both groups are equally as likely to choose both exercises at about 22 to 24% relative frequency. So they're relatively close to choose both exercises in their frequency of happening. So they're about equal there. So cardio is more likely to be favored by females according to this data. Weights more likely to be favored by males. And then both exercises are equally favored. When you're doing both exercises, it's equally favored by both genders.